Greetings, everyone. Senior servant of the beloved Community Church of Atlanta. Our ministry began 5 years ago with a few dedicated souls who were dedicated to serving our people and worshiping our God. We are a small church. However, since we began, we have slowly grown from a mere idea into a thriving, busy, and dynamic presence in the Pittsburgh community of Atlanta, Georgia. The coronavirus pandemic indelibly altered the work of our ministry. The food and resources gap between the poor and others has widened right before our eyes. As the world around us changed, we recognized the need to expand our already established food pantry to include a food sharing component for children and adults in our community. We now serve hot meals, sandwiches, snacks, and beverages 3 days a week and provide emergency food pantry access throughout the week. The times required that we expand our capacity to serve, but we had inadequate facilities needed to do the work. To that end, we recently acquired a historic Pittsburgh landmark formerly known as Little Zion Baptist Church. Our plan is to transition our food pantry and resource brokerage center, including a new day shelter component, into the Little Zion Annex of the beloved Community Church. We need room to grow, and I need your help to make it happen. The food pantry will give community members and their families access to nutritious food in a clean and healthy environment. The Resource Brokerage Center will connect persons to information and benefits available to them, while the day shelter will create space for showers and personal care, cell phone recharging stations, and other help for our unsheltered sisters and brothers. So here's the ask. I'm asking you to be mindful and prayerful around your possible role in helping us to take care of some good people who need to feel the experience of human love, care, and compassion in the midst of their struggle. After considering the possibilities, I ask that you would share your best gift with us to help us renovate the building, put on a new roof, replace the damaged flooring, and rebuild the handicap ramp to make it a bright, healthy, secure space for healing and restoration to occur. I believe that this is good ground. Won't you help us by investing in making Dr. King's vision of the beloved community a blessed reality? You can help us by cash apping us at $the beloved community. You may also go to my website, drfkeithslaughter.org, and make a PayPal donation. But however you give, make sure you give to this good and worthy cause.
Y'all know what it is.
I can't sit at the seat of the scornful. Run away, run away, run away. Those wolves in sheep clothing.
Come on, come on.
Run away. Take back what you stole from me. Compensate. They keep lying, man, and I can't relate. Run away, run away, run away.
Mr. Slaughter D called me Trap Pastor. I talk slow, but you know I rap faster.
That right.
Hard rhymes, I'm as serious as cancer. Recognize you ain't a slave, you a master. Came here on the bottom of the boat.
That right.
Can't flow, so I had to backstroke. Coming up on the verses that I wrote. Every day I slang hope, not dough. Black excellence, down with the team. Malcolm X's nightmare, Martin Luther's dream. Fight the power, can you feel what I mean? Like Rakim said, I'm a microphone fiend. Came south on a special invitation. I say a word on the current situation. No delay, no more hesitation. All you fist up, take your reparations, sucker.
Big head, big giant
I
head.
can't sit the seat of the scornful.
Yeah.
Run away, run away, run away.
Yeah.
Those wolves in sheep clothing. Come on,
Yeah.
run away. Take back what you stole from me. Compensate. They keep lying, man, and I can't relate. Run away, run away, run away.
Yeah, so you think you can run away from reality? You think you can run away from the problems? You think you can find yourself someplace else to go where there's no God? Hey man, wherever you go, God is already there waiting on you. So stop running. And if you gotta run, tie your shoes. Sucker.
Big head. Ballin'. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. What's the deal? Make it do it. Make it do it. What's that? I don't know, man. I'm just saying, make it do it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Go ahead. What's up, everybody? Hey, over to another edition of The Situation. It's your brother kicking it with you on this thing. An intentionally Afrocentric live streaming infotainment variety talk experience. Today is January 13th. No, it isn't. That's wrong. The clock is wrong. It's the 14th. I know it is. Let me look and see and be sure. It's the 13th? Well, I'll be damned. It's the 13th. Why do I think it's the 14th? What is wrong with me? Am I living in an alternate or parallel universe? Yeah, I mean, for real though. Hey man, I didn't talk about this yesterday, but because I wanted to digest it a little bit more. But did y'all see when Biden came to the campus of CAU Morehouse the other day? Him and Kamala, Vice President Harris. When that, and he was doing all this talking, and that felt a little off to me. Cause he don't be talking all that flat talk when he be around white folks and when he talking to white audiences. And I don't know what makes him think that he has the latitude to be so familiar with black people. Well, who gave Joe Biden his honorary black card? And whoever did it, it was a waste of paper and a waste of ink, man. He comes here and talks about getting rid of the filibuster so these all-important bills that will make adjustments that should not even have to be made, like voting rights and police reform. I mean, it's ridiculous for a country that claims to be a democracy, and we continually have to pass laws and to fight for laws to be passed for people to recognize our humanity and honor the fact that we are alive and citizens and deserve for our votes to be counted if we want to place one. And so Biden comes down and talking all that talk, you know, and comparing the white folks to Bull Connor and George Wallace, and the white folks acting like they offended. It put a bad taste in my mouth, and it seemed like they used black people once again for props to push forward ideas that will never become law, when he could actually do it with the stroke of a pen. So, you know, it just makes me think about how black people just willingly cooperate with our own, with the undermining of our own existence. It took me a couple of days to think about it and see how I really felt, because I watched it. I was like, something just don't feel right about this. Surrounded by black faces like he the massa. And all the little nigglets gathered around Massa Biden, listening to his pronouncements of voting rights, invoking the names of members of our community who are sacred and dear to us. But he don't go around the white folks saying none of that. You know. So anyway, that's the situation. You want to know what the deal is. Baby, it's a noise. It's loud. What they doing? Yeah. You want to know what the deal is, and I want to share with you what it is I've learned since the last time I saw you. Is this what I'm looking at? It's the 13th. I keep on not believing it's the 13th. I thought yesterday was the 13th. Okay. Well, in Nigeria has lifted its ban on Twitter that has been in place for the last 7 months. The Nigerian government suspended Twitter on June the 4th after it removed a post from President Muhammadu Buhari that threatened to punish regional secessionist telecoms companies, subsequently blocked access to users in Nigeria. And so now Twitter has agreed to act with a respectful acknowledgement of Nigerian laws and their national culture and history. And as a result of their capitulation, they are now back in business in one of the most populous countries on the African continent. And I'm sure that they are happy about that. What else going on? So, Africa News is reporting that the United Nations yesterday began meetings with Sudanese groups to find a way out of the political deadlock that has paralyzed the country since the coup that took place back in October. So the turmoil in Sudan has intensified with the resignation of the embattled Prime Minister Abdallah Hamdok last week, following the failure to reach a compromise between the military and the pro-democracy movement. And so the UN mission was meeting with a civil society group on Monday and will continue engaging with other players in the coming days. In a statement, the ruling Sovereign Council welcomed the UN initiative to facilitate talks among Sudanese players and called on the African Union to support and contribute to the efforts. All right, so yeah, that'll be a good thing. It would be good for the African Union to actually mediate those peace talks. But you bring as many people to the table as you can, and if they can stop the killing, let's try that. That'd be great.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Okay, so in Uganda, Laura Korpar of Newsweek is reporting that after making Twitter statements against Uganda's president, an author by the name of Kakwinza Rukuri Washaja was charged with offensive communication on yesterday and continues to be held in a maximum security prison. Rukirabashaja is a satirical fiction writer, and he released a series of tweets calling Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni. He called him an election thief, and talked about his son, called him intellectually bankrupt. And as a result of that, he has been locked in prison. Well, I'm glad they don't do that in the U.S., you know what I mean? Because my ass would be in jail as bad as I be talking about people. But anyway, he got locked up. So that's the difference between Uganda and the U.S., I guess. All right, close at home. Earlier this week, according to Noah A. McGee of The Root, Rachel Rollins, the former Suffolk County District Attorney, was sworn in as the next U.S. Attorney for the state of Massachusetts, becoming the first black woman to hold that position in that state. Since then, she has faced racist and violent threats after her confirmation process was questioned by many conservative politicians, including Ted Cruz, Lion Ted Punk Cruz, the man that let Donald Trump talk about his wife like she was a street hooker, and then didn't do nothing about it, then went back and kissed the same man hind part that dissed him like that. Ted Cruz, just a person that has no integrity. Anyway, in a story from CNN, the threats against Rollins have been reported to authorities, and she asked for protection from the U.S. Marshal Service. She was nominated by Joe Biden in July of 2021 and was barely confirmed by the Senate a month ago, with Vice President Kamala Harris casting the deciding vote to put Rollins over the top. The threats started to come shortly after that. So Rachel Rollins, a sister, we need to be riding for her, praying for her, and the United States Marshal Service need to be protecting her from these rabid crackers that want to bring harm to her. Rabid crackers. Noah McGee of The Root is also reporting that the Senate is passing a bill to posthumously award the Congressional Gold Medal to Emmett Till and his mother, Mamie Till Mosby, 66 years after the death, the murder of Emmett Till. And so the U.S. passed a bill that will posthumously award the Congressional Gold Medal to Emmett Till and his mother, who showed the world the horror that she and black people across the country experienced by having an open casket funeral with her son's body, which had been ravaged and destroyed by hateful and evil subhumans. Of course, they were arrested, but an all-white jury let them no good, dirty crackers go. And so now, 66 years later, they got the Congressional Gold Medal. Wow. I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I don't don't know how I feel about that. You know what? Another thing, it's just in here in the news for me to talk about. Let me see. But I didn't talk about it yesterday. It wasn't in my news yesterday, and I'm looking at people talk about Maya Angelou on the quarter with George Washington on the other side. And I still ain't figured out how I feel about that yet. I see a lot of black people just loving it.
What the hell?
They just loving it and thinking it's a beautiful thing. That's the first black woman on it. This is the first black woman on some money. Because she beat Harriet coming out. Harriet was supposed to be on the 20. But I don't know how I feel about this.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
I'm going to think about it. Yeah, that's it. That she is right there. On the other side, though, with George Washington, a damn slave owner. So you see, you know what I'm saying? You got a slave, the progeny of the enslaved on one side of the coin. You got the head damn slave master on the other side of the coin. I mean, ain't that a bit inappropriate? I mean, I could see her being on the coin and then having something like, I don't know, the Edmund Pettus Bridge on the backside, you know, or something like that. But you don't put the slave master on one side of the coin and the formerly enslaved on the other, do you? Anyway, that's just me. Maybe I'm tripping. And by looking at it on TV, I mean on social media, black people seem to like it, you know. So
What?
y'all like it.
What?
Oh, y'all, you want to know why I'm wearing my coat, my collar up like this? Because I be watching my favorite show, man, Power Book 2, Ghost. You know what I'm talking about? And with Tyreek, y'all don't know nothing about Tyreek, but it's a dude on there named Kane. Y'all, you know Kane Tejada. Y'all don't watch it. You watch it. Y'all don't watch it. Scott, you don't watch Power Book 2? Oh man, yeah, that's right. I'm up in here with Negroes ain't got cable. Y'all be looking at DVDs and shit. Negroes be. Oh Lord. Oh man. Negroes be. Oh. Anyway, that came to see his jacket. See his jacket? There you go. Put it up. That's what I'm talking about right there. See what I'm saying? That's that look right there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was going for today. You know what I mean? It came to hard. Let's see what I'm talking about. Okay, now put it back on me, Craig. See, do you see? That's the look I was going for, man. Yeah, boy. Y'all don't know nothing about me, man. Anyway, what's my favorite show on TV right now? But anyway, back to the news. So, you know, I talked about it yesterday during my monologue. Joe Hernandez is reporting on today at NPR results of inflation, but not only inflation, looking at shortages in grocery stores again. Any of y'all experience it? Any of y'all go in the grocery store and see the shelves empty and stuff? Anybody? I've been seeing that. So, yeah. And the reasons for that is that are many. And what the supermarket experts are saying is that there's a perfect storm. Some of the shortages are due to some of the recent winter storms that tied up transportation routes. Also, they're saying it depends on the time that you go to the store. Sometimes they got stuff, sometimes they don't. That's what Joe Hernandez is saying. I don't know. Stores like Aldi have experienced shortages. And I mean, the stores I go into, I've been noticing empty spaces on shelves myself. And so they're talking about labor shortages and labor shortages, meaning not enough truckers are driving the trucks. But what happened was they passed some legislation, I guess, about a year or two ago that nationalized, created a national registry with the driving records of all truckers. And then what happened is, so now across the nation, driving inconsistencies that are recorded among truckers, now they can be seen by police all across the nation, when heretofore they couldn't. And so it caused a lot of truckers to lose their license. Of course, COVID-19 as well. You take that into consideration. And what you got is also, you know, you got to add in climate change. Ain't as much corn growing, ain't as much grain and soy growing to feed the farm animals, so ain't as many farm animals being slaughtered, which is causing a shortage in meats and vegetables. I mean, it's crazy. The world is changing right around us. And I need to tell you this stuff. You need to listen at me tell you what's going on. I'm talking about, because we go out here and find this information and share it locally. What's happening closer to home? Let me see here. I don't know about that story. They got a little thing going in Atlanta. The COVID-19 Omicron variant took off in late December. We know that. That timing coincided with the busiest time for the Atlanta Department of Public Safety. The sanitation office got dozens of call-outs daily, and managers did not have enough crews to service the entire city. So, of course, they serviced Buckhead and the other white areas, but left a lot of garbage in the black areas. You know what I'm saying? They at one point, when the commissioner spoke, and when the commissioner I'm talking about is Al Wiggins, at one point when he spoke about prioritizing Buckhead, right, guess who stood up and pushed back? Yep, Antonio Lewis. Lewis asked, how many crews do you need so Cleveland Avenue and Metropolitan can receive the same service as Buckhead? And that's what we need right there, boy. I'm proud of that boy. He already making his mark right now. That young man ain't playing around. So you also know that Buckhead there's a cityhood movement in Buckhead, and people up there, folks stealing their signs, folks putting signs up to say no Buckhead City, and people stealing them signs. So, you know, whatever. I don't give a damn what Buckhead do. It'll be good if they go somewhere and separate off. Maybe black people stop going up there and giving them all their money. Hopefully they'll put like some gates up so you can't get in, so you can stop taking them your money when they don't want you around. Black people, stop acting like that. When we come back, special guest will be in the studio. At least that's my understanding. And I'm looking forward to kicking it with my special guest. You know how I do it, and you notice how I do. I don't even say who it is until I actually introduce them, because I don't like looking stupid. And I don't like telling you stuff that ain't true. You know what I'm saying? So I just wait. And I've always been like that in whatever medium I do, because you can't trust the guests, man, to show up. You just can't. And because things happen, man. So when my guests show up, I tell you who it is. But I believe it's the big deal, though. We'll see. Look, this is what I want you to do, though. Let people know that the blackest, illest, old people show, the dopest show you never heard of. And see, I got to own that this is an old people show because I'm old. And so, so it's going to be old people because I'm old. But I love all kinds of people, so it'll be all kinds of people on this show. You know what I'm saying? And I got young people who be working with me. So even though I'm old, it's some youth up in here. Let your people and your people's people know, man, that the dopest show you never heard of is yet and still broadcasting on the air in our second year of existence. It's the situation, man. We ain't going nowhere. We gonna be right here, getting it. I'm the machine, baby. Slaughter. Stop playing with me. And look here, make sure you go to trappastor.com. Tell your people to go to trappastor.com. Pick a platform, no matter which one it is. It could be YouTube, it could be Facebook, it could be Instagram, it could be Twitch. Whichever one you pick, make sure you roll with your brother. As I'm rocking the old school Kane Tejada, you know what I'm talking about? Y'all don't know nothing about this, man. I got my collar popped. Stop playing. And I'll be black in a minute. Play that thing. Play that thing.
Whatever you do,
that's what
don't touch that dial.
That's what I'm
We'll be
trying
right
to tell
back.
you. That's right. We'll be back with more. Don't touch that dial. Beard gang. I'm talking about.
We're open.
Yes, we're open.
We are open, and Sandtown Pub is ready to serve you. We're taking precautions, wearing masks, wearing gloves, sanitizing, and practicing social distancing. We've even partnered with local leaders to hand out free masks. So stop by and enjoy our outdoor patio, dine in, call ahead for pickup, get Uber Eats and DoorDash delivery, or order online at www.sandtownpub.com.
Peace, family. It's your girl, Shelly Set with Sun Goddess Sense, your one-stop natural shop. We are located at 4140 Jonesboro Road, booth 225, inside the Forest Park International Discount Mall in Forest Park, Georgia. Come check us out. You can get your health and beauty items, aromatherapy, skincare, Pan-African apparel, and more. You can reach us at 404-434-7963 or sungoddess_sense on IG or sungoddess.sense on IG or Sun Goddess Sense like page on Facebook. Peace.
Hi, I'm Broderick Gooch.
And I'm Tian Gooch.
And we're Gooch's Goodies.
Here at Gooch's Goodies, we specialize in delivering smiles and satisfaction to your home with our high-quality food at affordable prices.
Our signature sauces and dishes will guarantee a flavor that your family will love, and that's a Gooch's Goodies guarantee. You can follow us on Facebook,
DoorDash,
and Grubhub. See you soon.
Oh, for the very first time. And I appreciate everything you do. And I wanna reciprocate and give it back to you. Tuesday, my skin come over soon, so we can get together underneath the moon. On Wednesday night, everything felt right. We were the clouds together, felt the lightning strike. Whoa, Thursday morning, everything you do, baby, that's when I fell in love with you. Whoa, Thursday morning, everything you do, baby, that's when I fell in love with you. Early morning, you was laying down with your pretty face and your pretty hair. Gave you a light little brush across your skin. Felt so good, had to do it again. When you gave me just a little kiss, that's when I knew you had to be my miss. On Wednesday night, everything felt right. We rubbed the clouds together, I felt the lightning strike. Whoa, Thursday morning, everything you do, baby, that's when I fell in love with you. Whoa, Thursday morning, everything you do, baby, that's when I fell in love with you. Feels so good. Thursday morning, everything you do, baby, that's when I fell in love with you. Oh, Thursday morning, everything you do, baby, that's when I fell in love with you. Oh, Thursday morning, everything you do, baby, that's when I fell in love with you. Oh, Thursday morning, everything you do, baby, that's when I fell in love with you.
You think
Had a party in your honor. Well, guess who did not show? Waited up half the night, woke up early morning light. Well, still no sign of you. Ain't gonna do it no more. just won't treat me right. I ain't gon' do it no more. Ain't gon' do it no more. No, no. Ain't gon' do it no more. Ain't gon' do it no more. No, no. Ain't gon' do it no more. No more. No more. Tell me why. Tell me where. I wanna know, baby, who been taking up your time when you know I care. I waited up half the night, but you just won't treat me right. Well, baby, I ain't gon' do it no more. No, ain't gon' do it no more. No, 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 ain't gon' do it no more. No, 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 oh, ain't gon' do it no more. No, 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 ain't gon' do it no more. No, 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 oh, ain't gon' do it no more. No, 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 ain't gon' do it no more. No, 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 oh, ain't gon' do it no more. No, 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 ain't gon' do it no more. No, 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 ain't gon' do it no more. No, 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 ain't gon' do it no more. No, 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 ain't gon' do it no more. When you want it, baby, no more. Ain't gon' do it no more. When you need it, sugar, no more. Ain't gon' do it no more. In the middle of the night, when you want it, ain't gon' do it no more. I'ma have to tell you no more. Ain't gon' do it no more. I'm not gonna be able to do. No, ain't gon' do it no more. No more. No more. This is about a little thing named Honey. Tried to take me for everything I got. See my car parked outside on the street. Guess what? I don't want it. Matter of fact, you can have everything. You see, I don't own it. You might think I'm giving up the best of me. Well, I don't keep it in my pocket. And what about the rest of me? Honey, I can't do without it. No, no, honey, I can't do without it. No, no, I can't do without it, honey. No, no, I can't do without it.
Yeah. What up? We back and we black. Welcome back to the show. It's The Situation with Slaughter up under me. That's the sounds of John Black. That big, not little first cousin. He's got sound just like him in the shower. Oh man. So my next guest, this is his first time here this year, and he is the president of the Atlanta chapter of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, also known as the NAACP. Ladies and gentlemen, sisters and brothers, please join me in welcoming Memphis' finest, none other than President Richard Rose. Yes, sir. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to people. We got to get started.
It's on the year has begun.
That's right.
We eased into it, but you've been grinding since it jumped off.
Man, it's every day. I have to, I have started back taking a day of rest.
Okay, now that's smart.
Yeah. So I knew better.
Yeah.
But as the car doesn't leave the garage.
Yeah. That's good. That makes sense. Yeah. And that give your body a chance to rejuvenate, your minds, give your mind a chance to rest, keep you out from around the COVID.
That's right.
And just get your
staying away from high blood pressure.
Yeah, I believe.
Too much stress.
Yeah, I believe all that. Yeah. Days off are good. I rarely get them, but when they come, I take full advantage of them. And I got me a few in the transitional time between Christmas and this week, and going back to work and everything. But it's all good. Yeah. Glad to be alive.
Absolutely. Listen, I'm looking forward to it. I'm still engaged and re-engaged. As we kind of talking before we came on, I'm looking forward to some new leadership in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Because Atlanta leads the state.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy that we got some new people on council who I think will help lead the way toward re-engaging with the community.
I will say optimistic about that as well. I'm particularly optimistic about, our District 12 Councilman, Antonio Lewis.
Great young man.
I love that brother, and, he is, he hit the ground, sure enough, running, and I'm looking forward to seeing the fruits of his advocacy for the 12th district, because since I've been over here, we've been just inadequately represented, and ain't no need to harp on that, but that's just
that's a new day.
Yeah, it's a new day, so we keep on moving now.
What we do is bury the dead and keep going.
Ashe, and then let the dead bury the dead. No doubt about it. So Atlanta is you optimistic about the political machinery and the direction? I mean, because there's a real opportunity, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm really afraid, and I'm cynical, just about how politicians. The new blood that is in there now just hasn't been tainted yet. But they're going to have a conversation with them, and they're going to have to make this decision about how much money they can take and, which way. I mean, that's just the nature of the game,
Well, it's not like a clock. You can just wind up, the old clocks, you wound them up and they run.
Yeah.
You don't have to do anything until the clock run down. No, that's not. We have to stay engaged with them. Mm-hmm. Community organization have to continue to remind them what we expect from them.
Yeah.
And I tell them all, including the new 12th district councilman, there are some things that you can't say, but I can. Mm-hmm. So let's continue the dialogue.
Yeah.
Because there's some messages out there that need to be delivered. You know, I'm prone to deliver the message
Yeah,
from time to time.
you have established a track record of that, particularly here recently. You put it down, boy. Made history in this city, and that's a beautiful thing. And we needed the transition in the leadership. We needed, and we needed the blast of truth, just the fresh air. It was like, pow! Like, okay, now I know I'm a part of the upper echelons of the workings of the city, but I'm not going to play the game. I ain't playing the game on this one. Right. You know what I mean? We gonna cry out. We gonna cry out loud and use the platform that we have in order to bring about justice and truth among the people who deserve that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing. I'm gonna always celebrate you for that. No matter what you do, you might do something crazy down the line. Like
I may do something crazy.
Yeah, but I'm always hold you tight.
I have to tell folks, it started when I was a child. So things that I do now are from the perspective. You know, my roots are from LaFleur County, Mississippi. Mm-hmm. LaFleur County, Mississippi had the highest number of lynchings, recorded lynchings, of any county in the country. Small county, never had over 20,000 people living there, but they killed up some black folk.
Yeah, yeah.
And so the attitude, I didn't realize where that rage came from until I went to the lynching memorial a few years back when it opened up in Montgomery, and then I started looking for. They had a coffin replica for every county in the country where they had lynchings, and so I looked for Fulton County, Georgia. That's where I live now. Then I went to Shelby County, Memphis, Tennessee, where I grew up.
Got a few there.
Yep, and a few there. They had more in Shelby County than they had in Fulton. And then when I went to those two coffins, the names were single space. LaFleur County, Mississippi had a double column, small print to contain all the names, and we know it was not all the names. And that opened my eyes as to how my grandmother and my great aunts and uncles would couch things, you know. Like they talked about an uncle. They said, well, you know, we never did. We don't know whatever happened to him. Well, they knew what happened.
Yeah, we know what happened to him. Yeah, we just don't talk about
we just don't talk
what happened to him. Yeah, no doubt about it. You know, I was musing around that or thinking about just what's encoded on our DNA. You know, and actually, President Rose, I was actually in a conversation with someone around I always come back to this, but the music that our young men make and how obscene it sounds in many instances. But I started reflecting on, but what's encoded in their DNA? Why do they make music and have lyrics that's not like other people's music? Well, do other people have encoded in their DNA and in their historical mind? Do they have images of their mama standing on a platform being sold off? Right. Do any other people have encoded on their DNA a memory of their daddy being butt naked, standing on a platform, and other white men bidding on him, and then taking him and using him and doing whatever they want to do? Who else has that? Right. Encoded? And so if that ain't your experience, if that's not your experience, then you can't even critique someone else whose hereditary experience is as such. So when you talk about, and I think the question becomes, how do we respond given what's encoded? What is, your response is, I'm a freedom fighter. That's what I'm gonna do. Right. For the rest of my life, I'm dedicating myself to trying to align the scales of justice to where there is some equity, some equality, some justice. But some folks just, I think, become, just take another approach to responding to what's encoded. Right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you're right, and really the blues came out of that same DNA experience.
Ashe, no doubt about it. And when you be honest, middle class black people didn't like the blues.
Oh, no doubt about it.
They thought that the blues was obscene,
no doubt,
and that subject matter was being discussed that shouldn't be discussed publicly, and we was doing it to music, and we said, the blues, that's the devil's music.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
So I guess we still in the same place that we always was, but we continually moving forward. Speaking of moving forward, I wanted to talk to you, I wanted to ask you your thoughts. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris came to town. Were you out there for that?
Yeah, I went.
Okay, from where I was sitting looking at it on TV, that shit felt funny to me. Well, it didn't feel right. It felt.
This is the way I look at it.
So, yeah, help us.
Their ratings, the popularity, the poll ratings are low.
Yeah.
And they need to do something to uplift it.
Yeah.
So they came to the uplifted place, which is Atlanta, Georgia. Atlanta University Center. You and I have talked about how important the AUC has been for Atlanta and for Georgia and for the world. I mean, when you look around, who came through the AUC Center? AUC. We're talking about before King, James Weldon Johnson, Walter White, all these.
W.B. Du Bois, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what they had. They had to come to the Oracle.
Benjamin Mays, go ahead.
Right. And the good thing about it is, there was some Trump protesters out of there.
Oh, good.
The bad thing is none of them got in the road where they could have been hit by a car. So,
well, better luck next time. You know what I mean? Well, you know.
But and that's I think silence gives consent. So I applaud protest.
Yeah.
Of all of it. And because it tells you where people are.
Yeah.
Whether you agree with it or not, it tells you where they are. So the protesters were there. Some people boycotted it. There's back and forth whether Stacey Abrams was boycotting it or not. I don't know. I really don't.
Feels like it.
Yeah.
Smells like it.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean?
That's a statement. But the good thing about it is they released a Twitter statement today, last night, where they are using a reconciliation form of so the Senate has to pass a bill closely to what the House has already passed. And if they do that, then they can reconcile without and it's not subject to the filibuster. So they got a route to get done what we know need to get done. Now, Biden's gonna have to do some tough things. He's gonna have to tell Christian Sinema, Joe Manchin, y'all gonna vote for this or y'all gonna be off of all committees. Period. You on no committees, you're gonna get no extra money, you get no extra staff, you have no power.
Yeah.
You gotta get serious about this.
Yeah.
And
he has the power and the authority to do that.
Yeah.
Because all he got to do is tell whoever the majority leader is.
Chuck Schumer, this is what's got to happen. And we have and they need to do that in quick, fast, and in a hurry. The other thing is that
should have been done it.
Yeah. The other thing is we have to get engaged. There is one senator of the 100. It's 99 to 1. There's one senator who has relatives in neighborhood and ancestors who have been subjected to voter suppression.
Was there one?
And that's Tim. Oh, I'm sorry. There are two.
Okay, one.
There's two.
Tim Scott is a.
So Tim Scott. Tim Scott
is full of shit. He's terrible.
He's absolutely terrible. We can't give him a pass because he's terrible.
I mean, but he can't hear black people talk. He only hears white people talk. He talks like white people, and the white person inside of him is the only person that he allows to speak. He doesn't allow the black man inside of him to speak.
Well, you're right, but we can't give him a pass.
Okay.
We have to demand that he show his blackness in some kind. We gotta say, hey, this is not about being Republican or Democrat. This is not about your economic philosophies. As bad as they are, this is not about budget deficit. This is about what's right to do. You have ancestors who suffered just like my ancestors. My grandmother couldn't vote till she moved from Itta, Mississippi to Memphis, Tennessee in 1952. Educated woman, but she couldn't vote in Mississippi. So, and I don't know whether Tim Scott knows the stories in his own family, but there are stories in his family.
You ought to see, if you out of South Carolina, boy, like folks say, Mississippi, South Carolina, the meanest white folks in the country. And the reason they were the meanest white folks, the reason they did the most lynchings in those states is because the majority of people in those states were black. They always were. South Carolina, I got my little calendar I got from Ricky Gilly, American Family Insurance, who made a nice donation to the church. Thank you, bruh. I just was looking at the calendar he gave me, and he was saying, on this day that's why I think it's the 14th, because on the 14th, on tomorrow, in 1868, I think it was, the majority of persons in the South Carolina legislature were black.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That doesn't happen unless you're in the majority.
Right.
And plus I got a book that by somebody that talks
two
about
things.
it.
So at that time, what year was that?
1868.
Right. So at that time, the white Confederates hadn't had the right to vote, back to vote. Because when the war first ended, they couldn't vote.
Right.
And so it took Rutherford B. Hayes, 1877.
Slimy ass.
Yeah. Black politicians proliferated and were in charge and did great things.
Right.
It did great things.
Like straight out of slavery, into leadership.
Right.
And it speaks to
many of them had learned to read under most extreme conditions.
Yeah, or with the threat of death.
Right.
Yeah, under the threat of death. Yes, sir.
Right. And to show there was education going on despite all of the threats, because the Civil War ended in April 1865. Atlanta University was having classes in September 1865.
Yeah, no doubt.
Right behind it.
Yeah. So right in Augusta, Morehouse, what would become Morehouse, was having classes in Augusta in 1865. Right. It's crazy. Yeah. Just the amount of power, the organizational skill, the toughness, the resilience, just the ability to stay focused that our people have maintained, I think, over the years, I think is now being challenged in a whole different way. My sons and I were talking, and my big son was saying, Dad, what we're experiencing is information overload. And so at a certain extent, at a certain point during information overload, there's a shutdown. And there's a way in which, millennials, instead of being advantaged by all of this information,
they just shut it all
it's
off.
Like, poof, this is too much, and what I can handle is what I'm going to take in. And sometimes what I can handle ain't enough to help me to grow. But that's a whole nother show, I guess, and a whole nother line of conversation. But as it relates to the Biden-Harris presence, and for me, I just don't like the inappropriate familiarity that Joe Biden expresses when he's in black spaces.
Hell
It feels like disrespect to me. Am I tripping, or was it? Did anybody else feel uncomfortable? Because Uncle Joe, he's a bit inappropriate as it relates to decorum.
Well, it's hard for me to criticize Joe Biden's decorum when you got Trump on the other side.
Well, we did that here. I talked about this ass like a dog.
So I'm saying about comparison, but, I looked at it as a campaign stop. In a early, it's because it's about black voters getting out late on. Because what they understood, I think they had a great lesson from Virginia when the Democrats lost that race.
Right.
And most people, and when you hear the commentators on news, they talk about how the Republican spoke to the people, and that's why they won. Well, what they don't know about that we knew about because we deal with black voter turnout. Black women in Virginia didn't go to vote,
right?
Because they were insulted by them putting this white guy in at the last minute. Two black females were leading the polls for the Democratic nomination,
right?
And I'm about to feel the same way about the lieutenant governor's race on the Democratic side in Georgia. So a couple of well-known people have recruited a guy named Charlie Bailey to run for lieutenant governor when there were already two black legislators in the race. And so they want to whiten it up. We gotta quit bowing to white supremacy.
But I mean, it's almost, and I don't know how presumptuous this is, but it's almost a foregone conclusion that Stacey Abrams will be the next governor. So I think that what they're attempting to do is counterbalance that because they don't see themselves as being able to block the inevitable, I think.
Well, let me say this now. I hear what you're saying, but there are some issues that realities that they have to deal with that nobody's talking about it. But black men did not vote for Stacey Abrams in 2018.
Yeah, but black men will coming up. She just gained more political capital, and the way that she was able to slide by. I mean, off the top, the original piece, which don't nobody want to talk about. Whenever I mentioned it, people just shut all the way down, and that has to do with that which we don't even want to mention, which is Stacey Abrams' sexuality. And that's what black men be responding to. Because black men crazy. Black men, it ain't that black men don't like gay women or lesbian women, but we be seeing everybody as competition. So
I don't think in 2018 there was a general
I think it was a real undercurrent because and it's just me, it was like a sense of something wasn't authentic. You couldn't put your finger on it, but it was something that was just a bit amiss, and that's what people reacted to, on like a soulish level,
Well, after the break, I'm gonna tell you my side of the story.
I want to hear it. We're gonna talk about it when we come back. Because I'm a Stacey Abrams person. I voted for her, and I'm gonna vote for her when in this next election coming up. I'm down, and I'm gonna encourage everybody else to do it as well. Much of her legislative record, or some of her legislative record, I don't like, but I like her more since she's been out. But I know that she's one of them deal makers, and that's how she does what she does. That's how she functions in the space. But we'll talk about it, like you said, on the other side of the break. When we come back, my name is Slaughter. That's President Richard Rose, the big deal. Stop playing. And we'll be black when we get back with more of this thing called The Situation. Don't you go anywhere. We're open.
We're open.
Yes, we're open.
We are open, and Sandtown Pub is ready to serve you. We're taking precautions, wearing masks, wearing gloves, sanitizing, and practicing social distancing. We've even partnered with local leaders to hand out free masks. So stop by and enjoy our outdoor patio, dine in, call ahead for pickup, get Uber Eats and DoorDash delivery, or order online at www.sandtownpub.com.
Peace, family. It's your girl, Shelly Set with Sun Goddess Sense, your one-stop natural shop. We are located at 4140 Jonesboro Road, booth 225, inside the Forest Park International Discount Mall in Forest Park, Georgia. Come check us out. You can get your health and beauty items, aromatherapy, skincare, Pan-African apparel, and more. You can reach us at 404-434-7963 or sungoddess_sense on IG, or sungoddess.sense on IG, or Sun Goddess Sense like page on Facebook. Peace.
Hi, I'm Broderick Gooch.
And I'm Tian Gooch.
And we're Gooch's Goodies.
Here at Gooch's Goodies, we specialize in delivering smiles and satisfaction to your home with our high-quality food at affordable prices.
Our signature sauces and dishes will guarantee a flavor that your family will love, and that's a Gooch's Goodies guarantee. You can follow us on Facebook,
DoorDash,
and Grubhub. See you soon.
Yeah, growing up across the street from his daddy and feeling like, nigga, I haven't received my just due, and people are After he left, he went to Illinois first. Yeah, he started with the University of Illinois, and then he transferred to A&T. That's where he pledged the greatest fraternity in the history of mankind. Yeah. Bingo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He did that. He did that thing, sir. That Q Sci-Fi thing. He knew my daddy, man. Yeah, I got a soft spot for anybody who, actually kicked it with my daddy, Did you know you came to Atlanta when? 65, okay. My daddy probably started pastoring New Hope in like 65. Yeah, I believe that was 65. I would have been, New on Enterprise. Yeah. Okay. Out further east. Okay. Right. My mama taught at Carnes Avenue School. She taught Carnes Elementary. That would have been 65, 66.
Whatever you do, don't touch that dial.
Yeah, she was at. Oh, she taught at La Rose. Okay, yeah, my mama taught at La Rose. Okay, my mama taught there. Yeah, man. I remember back in the day. I grew up, man, when my daddy was in the Army. Before he got out of the Army, we lived in these apartments right behind Stacks. Out the back door of Stacks. When they come out the back, our apartment, you look up on the hill, right up. Yeah. Because my mama went to, she went to Lamar and graduated from there. Went to, and what she graduated from, I think, Washington High School? Yeah. They didn't say Booker T. Washington, they said Booker Washington. Yeah. My mama escaped from the cotton field when she was like 16 or 17, and she moved to Memphis to live with some lady and took care of her kids, and so she could go to school. Yeah. And then she worked in a restaurant, greasy spoon, just waitressing, and she made it through Lemoyne. Then met my dad. The worst thing that ever happened to her. Worst thing that ever happened to her. Right. At where? Centenary. I'm trying to think of the church my mom and them went to. It was a congregational church when we first started. Can't think of the name because she worked for the family. Can't think of the dude's name. Was it Reverend Mickles? Reverend Mickles? I don't know. Yeah. Well, them was some good days, man. I remember when my dad would come get me sneak me out of kindergarten, and we'll go over Reverend Fields' house. Did you know Junior Fields? He was the pastor Hollywood Baptist Church. And used to hang out with the preachers all day. Oris Mays and them Negroes. I'm ready, man. Oh. Man, I'm gonna have me I hope if the Lord say the same thing, I'm gonna have me a good big birthday party this year. Turning 60. When you gonna be 60?
Man, I'm 73. I can't be 60 no more. 160.
Oh man, I was laughing. I was telling Reverend Fauntleroy yesterday. I was looking in the mirror yesterday and shit. I was like, damn, I'll be glad when I turn 60. So I have an excuse to look like this. It's crazy. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy getting old. We was talking about on the other side.
Black men voter turnout. So the stats tell us there's an undercurrent of black men who will not vote for a woman in a position like governor or vice president, and it doesn't matter whether the woman is black or white or gay or straight. Black men didn't vote for Hillary Clinton.
Right, that is true.
They didn't vote for Stacey Abrams in 2018. And a lot of black men still voted for Trump because Kamala Harris was on the ticket.
Yeah, but not enough.
What? Right.
Right.
But we can't ignore that. We have to call them out so they can look at themselves in the mirror and say, yeah, well, really, that doesn't make sense, does it?
No, when people vote against the issues when they are suffering with ism.
Right.
Whatever that ism might be, whether it's racism, racism causes white folks to vote against their own selves.
Right.
It causes white politicians to vote against bringing funding to their states because they caught up in the ism. Same thing with sexism,
it's absolutely, Georgia and all these southern states won't accept Medicaid expansion because it was under the Obama administration.
Exactly.
And poor white folks are suffering out there.
Yeah, dying. Suffering and dying.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And they closing these hospitals in white areas.
Yeah. rural areas and where people are struggling.
Georgia. White folks king in Rome, Georgia.
Right, right.
They're struggling.
Yep.
Cartersville, So, you're right. Yeah, those isms make people, as you say, vote against their own
interest. Yeah. Let me shift, pivot. A lot of black people are excited about this new coinage that has been released. I think it was on Monday that it was introduced into the market. I'm talking about the new quarter with the likeness of Maya Angelou on the quarter. And I would be less than honest if I didn't say at the outset, I thought, man, that's great, until I learned that George Washington was on the other side of the quarter.
Yeah, that's an insult.
And I was just wondering what you thought. I mean,
let me tell you, I'm more excited about the Ida B. Wells Barbie doll.
Okay, all right, Ida B. Wells Barbie doll.
Yeah, I got my grandmother's first two children were girls, and matter of fact, the oldest one will be 92 Monday. 92, and she tells, and of course, when you get 90, you start telling the same stories over.
Of course, when you get 60, you do the same damn thing.
So she tells us how my mother would go buy dolls and then carefully color them black. She would not, until when they couldn't find a black doll.
Yeah.
She'd go to New York or go to California somewhere to find black dolls. But images are important.
Oh, no doubt.
Outside.
No doubt.
So I'm happy that the Ida B. Wells black Barbie doll is out there. They need to do something. They need to have Maya Angelou. They need to have Harriet Tubman Barbie doll. They do a lot of things. But, Ida B. Wells was in Memphis until the Klan burned her out twice.
Yeah, no doubt.
And she moved to Chicago.
Yeah, she was bringing that fire. She was an anti-lynching dynamo, and she would never allow them to not discuss what the major issue was of the day for our people.
Absolutely.
And at that time, it was lynching.
Ida B. Wells is a graduate of Rusk College in Holly Springs, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Right down
the great
road.
Rusk College.
The great Rusk College.
Yes, sir.
Still kicking.
Yeah. I love all HBCUs. Just Alfred, I went on a rant the other day, because everybody was talking about the Georgia, Alabama. I was like, man, black people, man, our memory don't stretch long enough, man. It don't stretch long enough. You and you don't understand what you're doing when you do what you do. Right, you got HBCUs all over Georgia. You got HBCUs all over Alabama, all over Mississippi, South Carolina, North Carolina, Tennessee. Arkansas, Louisiana. You got HBCUs out here, and we just go crazy, go nuts over Alabama and Georgia, where during my lifetime you couldn't even set foot on the campus.
But this is the tragedy. The tragedy is, we got all those black players who actually won. The black players won the championship.
Yeah.
Georgia's defense, where you can play it back all you want to.
Yeah.
I didn't see a white boy on the defense.
Yeah, well, I didn't either. Well, I didn't. Let me be honest. I didn't see one because I didn't look at the game. But go ahead.
But once they leave that campus, they still subjected to profiling, being pulled over.
Yeah.
Georgia and Alabama are two of the states with outrageous laws to protect the Confederacy.
Yeah.
So on the one hand, they've real white supremacy. The government is white supremacy in both of these states. Alabama.
There's two of the worst governors in the damn country right now.
Right.
Kay Ivey, she's terrible.
Absolutely. So Kay Ivey tells the city of Montgomery, if you don't change Fred Gray Avenue back to Jefferson Davis Avenue, we're going to fine you $25,000 every month.
Okay.
Come on here.
Okay. So we be coming with the 25 grand.
No, they say they gonna do like the guy did in Birmingham. So see if you can collect.
Right.
You know what needs to happen. And in Georgia, we got 2 cases before the Supreme Court right now, where Henry County moved the Confederate monument, and so did Oz Nesbitt in Rockdale County. And Oz Nesbitt, when he moved, he said, "Hey, we just gonna have to fight this.
Hey man,
they got to go." I mean, we have to understand. You want to know why Ahmaud Arbery was hunted down and killed is because of the white supremacist messages that continue to be spread in Georgia and in America. Those white men actually thought they had the right to hunt down a black man.
Yes, sir.
And to tell him and to command that he submit to them.
Yes.
To submit to their authority.
Yes, sir.
That's what they thought.
But see, I tell people all the time, at one time it was law. Every white man is deputized.
Right.
To subdue a Negro. Ain't no white man, white women, white men, you know, they be calling the white women Karen, but they just be functioning
right
in their role that has been cast for them for decades, for centuries.
That's what they understand the rules are.
Yeah. Yeah. They believe that they tell us what to do.
And you should do.
Yeah.
You should do.
And that we ought to be subservient and obsequious to them in all our engagements. You know, and if we don't do that, then they think they ought to be violent with us. They think they ought to incarcerate us. Right. They think they, in some kind of way, ought to pathologize us because we won't submit to their supremacist ideas of themselves.
And I have to admit, in my younger days, I made 2 or 3 of them. I punished 2 or 3 of them for that attitude.
Yeah, I remember, man. One time I hit this white boy when I was in the Army. He said I stole a pen, an ink pen. It was one of them Bics with the red, blue, green, and and pens were a commodity in the Army because that's back when people wrote letters.
Right.
So yeah, well, you know, I wanted I bought that pen. Man, I paid $1.25, I think, for that damn ink pen. And that was big money, man.
Because probably at the time that
that was 1980.
Yeah, but right. So,
and he said in front of our platoon, talking about, Slaughter stole my pen. Slaughter stole my pen. And I was like, dude, stop saying that. Look in your stuff to see if you can find yours. This mine, I bought mine. He kept on saying. I was like, bruh, you say that again, I'm gonna bust you in the face. He said it again, I bust him in the face. And I almost got put out of the Army then. They ended up putting me out later. But I almost got put out then because I hit this dude in the nose and his eyes turned black. And I'm talking about it looked like I had mauled him. All hit him one time. You know what I'm saying? And he just,
but it was a good lick, probably.
His shit crumbled. And I almost got put out. They should have gone and put me out then. Saved me a little trouble. Anyway, look, man.
That's something I didn't do.
What's that?
Go to the Army.
Yeah, well, that's good. You saved some time. Yeah.
They put me out too.
Yeah, well, they put me out. I acted fool.
Because now I'm from the Vietnam era. It was no way I was gonna leave this country to go fight somebody else's war on behalf of these crackers over here.
Yeah,
that couldn't happen.
I was in with black men who had been in the Vietnam War, who were still in. You know, we talking about 1980. So we talking about people who had been in 10 years. They had been in the Vietnam conflict, the last days of it. So it was a real strange and interesting time to be, to experience that. But they would, for the most part, man, the men that I met, the brothers that I met, were like radical black power advocates, who told white people to kiss their ass, every day.
Well, that was a big part of the movement, black civil rights movement in the 40s, where black men had served in World War II.
Right.
Go to Europe, treated like people.
Yeah.
And then come back. Jackie Robinson included.
Yeah.
He was court-martialed.
Yes. Yes,
because he wouldn't ride on the back of the bus.
They don't like to tell that part of the story because they like, they like to celebrate his athleticism.
Right.
But Jackie Robinson was a civil rights icon in his day himself.
day.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Look at man, it's time to go. I got class, man. I got to get to. So I got to do something I don't want to do. I got to do something that the devil ain't never done for
What
you.
you teaching this semester?
Oh man, I'm teaching more classes this semester than I have, and God knows when. They working me. I'm teaching. Let's see, I'm teaching the sermonic practice of pastoral care or preaching in pastoral care. I'm teaching today. I got contemporary family patterns and issues, and what else am I teaching? Oh, I got a group of doctoral students that I'm teaching dissertation preparation, dissertation proposal preparation, and I got one more class. What is that? Oh, pastoral counseling and the African American male.
Okay.
And that's one of my dopest classes, because what I do is, instead of using textbooks, what we use is black men as the text, and I got a questionnaire. And if people answer those questions honestly, what we get is a narrative of their experience that we translate into data, into statistical data, and then at the end of the class, we got a research project that is determined by black men's own description of their experience, as opposed to other people's description of their experience. So I'm excited about that class. I like that.
That sounds good. Dope.
Yeah, I like them all. You see, I light up when I talk about doing what I do. This is fun. This is dope and fun. But the way that I change the world, the way I really get the world changed, is I change the mindset of people who are entering the clergy, because they are people who will stand before hundreds and thousands of people, and if I can infect them with the germ of black liberation, then they'll take it wherever they go and get a chance to spread it every time they open their mouths. So that's what I be up to. That's what I'm really up to. Yeah, look, it's always a blast having you in the space, man. You the big deal, man.
Man,
for real.
I love getting here, like kicking it with you.
Yeah. Did you ride down past the building?
I didn't. I came.
When you wrap it up, it's some more. The stairs out now.
Okay.
And I got you'll be getting an invitation. The 28th is when we're going to do the grand opening, I believe.
All right.
So we're going to open the doors.
That's Friday, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And we're going to see about the people. Man, this is exciting. It's a great thing. And I was telling somebody the other day, the lady who did the mural, Charmaine Minifield, I was saying, my grandmother, man, she walked the streets of Arkansas and Memphis, Tennessee, pushing a basket with old man clothes on. She never was respected by anyone. They called her Black Roxy, and now she's standing up 10 feet tall on the side of a building in the middle of Atlanta. I mean, come on. Yeah. Whoever would have thought it? Yeah. It never in her wildest dreams did she probably even think that somebody would say her name, after she was gone. But we saying Black Roxy every day around here, man. So praise God for that.
Yeah, I like the way you respect where you come from.
Oh, man.
It makes us who we are.
Yes, Lord. I am because we are.
Yeah.
Because we are, therefore I am. Play the music, man. What's wrong with y'all, man?
Y'all know what it is.
That's what I'm talking about right there.
I can't sit to see
That's right. Look here. It's been a great show. I appreciate y'all for riding with me today. Thank my special guest, President Richard Rose of the Atlanta chapter of the NAACP. He is our president. I told him that about 5 years ago. You my president. That was back in the Trump era. I was like, you still my president. I still ain't got no damn president. I'm following your direction. I can't trust them rascals. All right, we get up out of here. I see y'all tomorrow. No, I won't. This is the last day of the week for us. I see y'all Monday if the Lord say the same thing. So until then, man, get at me. Peace to peace. To Archbishop and the Holy Family. To the Beloved community I love so well. To my video engineers. To my Crack Research Team, HC, the place to be. To my producer, C to the O to the Courtney Omega. Stop playing. And to the man in the box. On applause, hand claps, and special effects. None other than the Grand Imperial Slice Master Supreme. Big Not Lil. And you, all I want you to do is love me. And I'ma love you black. I'll holler at you next week. Law say the same thing. Peace to the people, power to the people, and Ruth to the bros. Oh yeah, Fred Gray Jr. was a bruh too. Ruth to the bros. All right. Fred Gray was a bruh.
The mouth of the wise teaching knowledge, but the necks of the fool talking foolishness. Almighty, me not like them hypocrites, me not like them parasites. Them scheme by day, them plot by night, striving on the plight of the poor and the sufferers. Oh, Jah know them are backstabbers, Jah know them are bloodsuckers. I can't take them vampires, 'cause I'm a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I'm on fighting for what is right. No, nah, give up the fight. Fighting for truth and rights. Up full in a Jaja side. Fight, we have to fight, we have to fight. Fight, we have to fight with all we might. Fight, we have to fight, we have to fight. Fight, we keep out all them parasites. 'Cause I'm a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter. I am a free up fighter.
fighter.
up, wake up, wake up, wake up, free your mind. If they control your mind, they can control your thoughts. If they control your thoughts, they can control your actions. Prompting you to take their baits that will lead you to self-destruction. With your self-defeating, self-destructive actions, doing exactly what they want. As you fall in their trap, say, up your manipulation, them unleash, them demons and them beast, to rape, ravage and feast. So wake up, oh people, to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up, oh people, to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up and free your mind. They create a schooling shits in preparing your mind for manipulation with their lies and their propaganda. Desensitizing your minds for more lies and falsification. To the medias and their institutions with make up rules and more distractions. Confusing and mixing up your mind. Do you know what are their plans? I say it's mind control. Them evil Babylonians, they wanna steal your soul. So wake up, oh people, to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up, oh people, to reality. Wake up and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up and free your mind. Wake up, wake up, wake up and free